I'm starting to teach yoga, yeah, and so I was thinking what to do, what to do, what to do when like going into a class, and then I've been sitting and pondering and receiving some uh, instruction from the infinite on what to do, and it's kind of amazing. So I will put it here in my dear diary, and feel free to extrapolate these things into your own practice, or if you were a teacher or a space holder in any possible way, then feel free to go and experiment and maybe find inspiration in what I am about to share. So, the science, yes. We are consciousness wearing suits of energetic memory, and basically what Hatha Yoga does is opens up the energy flow so this energetic memory can be defragmented and harmonized. And then there is also this plus effect where you seem to age more graceful. Well, actually we age because there is a constipation of energetic memory, and then the body cannot transmit energy through, and then it does not regenerate, so we say we grow old. But we could actually live hundreds of years, and this has been trialed. This has been trialed by yogis before. So, it's a way to actually reverse aging, if you will. Okay, so time is a construct that is dense in information, giving and receiving information. If we get constipated with information, we're stuck with this karmic memory, and we are stuck in our thought patterns, we are stuck in our story. We cannot recreate ourselves, and therefore physical body also does not rejuvenate. Actually, when you're fasting, when you're defragmenting energetic memory, body rejuvenates in a very even I would say intense manner. So yeah. Okay, so I do instruct Kriya, okay, which is not like your typical Kundalini yoga or some type of instruction. This Kriya needs to be invoked, so it needs to come from within. The Kriya is so complex and so intuitive that there are ways to instruct it through like different asana and Kriya. Like, okay guys, let's like hold this and then hold that and then hold this and then hold this and then repeat all this, and then, you can do that. But it gets a little bit complex because it's a dance. It's like every dance of smoke and mirrors, every dance of Shakti that is possible. So it has like a million permutations, and an individual needs to find permutations that are according to their own life force and according to their own energetic constipation or openness or harmony. Okay, so now what we want to penetrate is the authentic self-expression. So that's a feeling of the will of the innermost self needs to be uninterrupted by constipation, by blockages, or mental conditioning. Yes. So to liberate the authentic self-expression before we even can dive into these more complex forms of, which are really not so complex, but that they can be intuitively felt and guided. We need to liberate this authentic self-expression. So some goofiness is then the method. Now also how our own psyche is formed in the virtual reality of our soul bubble. They're energetic. I like to call them Pokemons, but they're kind of like facets that become beings that then operate within our organism. And so these unique beings of consciousness are like little animals or personalities. They can be dormant or awakened within our energy field, and sometimes they're harmonized and integrated, and sometimes they're kind of like creating anxiety because, hey, I want this, no, I want that, no, I want it, but give me, nah, shut up, I can't listen to you anymore. Alright, so you've all probably experienced this. So there will be then integration of polarities as recognized in these different energetic tendencies that are all a aspect, a fragment of self, bringing them into harmony, bringing them into unity through playfulness. Okay, so how to synergize those little Pokemons, those little inner angels, inner demons, all these little. So synergistically, they will unify through play and acceptance, of course. So we need to make everything divine comedy, divine theater, and this is done by invoking the space and inviting people into space of goofiness. Okay, so let's say in a class you have people sitting and we're doing some warm-up, we're doing some stretching and we're opening the body, opening the energy channels so we can transmit this energetic emanation of the will of the self in an authentic way. So we first want to, jiggle and wiggle and maybe warm up and dance or do some hatha or stretching, which is all very beneficial. But then let's invite everybody to exit the space and then come back through the door right away, making up a name and also a we would call that nonsense or illogical assumption. So let's say I go outside of door, so my name is Jovan, and then I came back to the door and say, my name is Baby, and my quest, and so it needs to break the logic, it needs to break down the intellect. So my quest, my name is Jovan, I come back to the door, my name is Baby now. So I made up a name, and then I said, I have a quest to be a mountain that is traveled upside down. Or, my name is George, and I have a quest to become a whole that eats itself. Okay, or now also now I'm giving you examples, and if you try to assume that these are if you try to assume in logic, then you're wrong, because it can be really whatever. It can be, hey, my name is P, and my goal is to G. Okay. Or my name is Alfredo, and my goal is to dive into the sky and fall on a cloud and die. So you see, this will be then something like a Zen koan or something like this. Okay, but also what this is doing on a very, very, very subtle level is giving us a permission to investigate the juxtapositions of our own emotional beings or Pokemons or whatever they are, because they exist on a primordial level that can not be conceptualized or, intellectually psychoanalyzed or described. It's just sometimes the body is soft and then it feels constricted, and then there is a knot in the body, and there is like a hole or an energy ball, and then there is something that is very abstract. It's like a movement of leaning into something and falling into something that is soft or hard. And it's kind of it becomes almost that our normal linguistic patterns are not adept, okay, to actually describe this. It's like, describe to me the taste of a banana. Okay, now the taste of banana is a sensation that is so every taste, every smell, everything is like so layered. So maybe you went to this school where they make perfumes and you know how to give words that will kind of explain the feeling, the texture, the taste. But then really, what is the taste of banana? It's a sensation that is crazy. And words fail to accommodate it in every possible way. Even if you have very fancy, poetic description for scent or taste. So the sweet alchemy opens up where we allow ourselves to be in a mood of playfulness, not really knowing what we're doing. So then we have to lean into our intuition, and then the next exercise will be, okay, George, whose purpose is to become a pretzel that has no beginning or end, now you need to simulate that in any possible way, but also not trying to actually fulfill your quest, fulfill your promise mentally. Okay, so when I say, okay, now simulate that somatically, become a pretzel that has no beginning or end, you need to explore that somatically, also not in a literal way where you're like trying to now, I don't know, become a bread. But maybe it's going to be literal, that's cool, but then it may be just like, you know, so feelings now can come in a more abstract form, and they can be explored, and they can be kind of like woven out of any constriction, because really human body is like, and I mean human soul, body, whatever, this whole contraption, this whole cake, is really so full of possibilities that we don't even know. Okay, so we have to go into the unknown, and then we have to break the norm. We have to come into this turf where it's like we really don't know what is going to come next, and that is allowing the permission to then explore something that might be unwinding, transcoding on a more primordial level. And this will be also then a very effective form of energy work, or integration process, defragmentation processes, whatever you wish to call it. Another one that I found really absolutely fantastic, I was going to comedy improvisation workshops, where is the highest form of shadow work, or shadow integration, or, you know, unknown aspects to us are coming out of us, and they're being animated through this corpse, through this puppet, and then but simply when we enter the space in which somebody is giving permission and actually direction for us to assume certain characters that have to be improvised, because there is just the facilitator will give a base construct. Okay, so let's say I'm here and you're there, and then we stand and then say, okay, you are helping me deliver a baby, 1, 2, 3, go. And then, okay, what am I doing? I'm delivering and then you're like, okay, go push, right? And so immediately, through total improvisation, we would assume something very drastic that you don't have the chance to embody in a million spaces that are programmed in a different way that we have here in the cultural roundabout this culture, I don't know what. But of course, through the omniscience or infinite intelligence, the given formations that people sometimes just also come up with are then perfectly involving certain individuals, and deep healing through self-expression can be actually acquired for participants, but they don't even, they're in such a light mood, and everybody's so goofy, and so nobody even understands. Many people do not perhaps understand that they're integrating maybe some ancestral trauma even, or something that could be taken not so lightly if we were actually even informed that, like, okay, I have some constipation in my energy flow and it's like an ancestral trauma from like giving a birth or whatever, and then and so we will start to then intellectualize and worry, which is not such a great way to express that energy. And this total goofiness expresses this energy, or any energy, because simply this comedy is just like a space of zero judgment, complete allowance, and then some formation and a lot of improvisation. So it works in the same way like your other more of healing branded what are they called? Modalities. So this works in the same way like, I don't know, let's say the ancestral tree, the ancestral lineage or order of love, if you're familiar, or some other stuff, yes? But then it's also the stage, so it's also like the transpersonal drama that you do in some of these workshops where you have like a group of people and they're doing this dramatization of some ancestral or relationship that they had with their parents, and then it's like mom, why? And it's just lighter because nobody even has to add on this type of interpretation where we need to make it like a healing quest than with the intellectual psychoanalysis of like because we tend to overanalyze and over perpetuate the patterns. Yes, we have patterns, and in these patterns there is always the self and the other, and the yin and the yang are always like pushing and pulling and giving birth to each other, and the blue and the bay and the blue and the and some like Kimura or like BJJs like and then some tapping, I give up, right? So we're doing every possible relationship of self and other, self to self, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so some also plausible scenarios is to have people to go upside down and maybe create a statement of something that is actually their quest. So let's scratch and go from beginning. So another type of exercise would be, okay, come in here and say like your actual challenge. So I'm actually Jovan and I'm actually struggling with I don't know, ice cream addiction. Or like I never seem to make enough money, or like I don't know, or like so something, or you know, or I'm carrying my parents, my ancestors on my back, and I had a hip injury because I carry all my family on my back, and I'm just like dragging these fucking corpses. So people can come with a real energy work type of scenario, or this inner juxtaposition of aspect, how we internalize our relationship to other and then we carry the pattern. And when they come with this, then have them do a headstand or something where they flip upside down, and then from upside down position assume a different identity, create a name or a title for themselves where they have an inverted relationship. Okay, so like I'm carrying all my colleagues and everybody like on my back, and I like my team, I carry everybody on my back. I'm so good at carrying everyone. So now I'll be like riding my team like they're my pony. I'll be like yeah, right? So, and I'll be Mr. Cowboy riding my colleagues into this new endeavor, right? And then through also then subtle switches, we will attempt like merging of these two inverse polarities, and again in a playful manner, because when we really, it's like also like a pinch of laughing yoga, alchemy. So like, can we stop taking this as a given and maybe even find a ridiculous heart-centered presence with it, and then just be like my pony, okay, like everybody's like no, I'm riding you. Go back to and then allow a little goofiness. The energy can transform in a really effortless manner when we actually allow it to be seen. Okay, so through this exercise we're just allowing these energy juxtapositions to be seen. Okay, that was my note for today. And then maybe coming into a little bit of Kriya Kriyoni. Definitely we're gonna be doing praying meditation through invocation, prayer, and just also get into touch with the energy and consciousness themselves. So 0 point pure self, pure consciousness, and then the energy self, how to invoke that those feelings that we want to have. When the prayer is really nice, we're creating a feeling in our body that can also then go and expand and also incorporate any fear, cringe, or any. So let's say I am. See, I am that empowerment that is making me feel relaxed and perfectly tranquil and fine, having a knowing that I am secure and provided, and that I'm relaxed in my body and I can live without fear. So when all of these feelings are invoked and created from the heart out, then there will be, of course, like the cringe, because the body keeps the memory, the body keeps the score. Yeah, it keeps the memory of cringe, whatever is stress, driving the car or something clunky, like the people telling me I'm not good enough, and then I have to be shy and whatever. So all of this will be then like a resistance to this invocation. But guess what? When you invoke and you start to like pump this energy, you can then start to somatically or energetically kind of like feel these oppositions. You can feed them into the energy of what you're invoking. So you're just like inflating the big bubble, and you're taking everything that is not a bubble and you're feeding it into the bubble. And the energy is fun, Shakti is fun. It just wants to like play and animate itself in every possible way. So when you know how to ride it, it's kind of like super nice. That was my log. Hope you find some inspiration. Hit me up if you want to collaborate with something. Bye.